At the very least, 1 million kids in our state have at least one undocumented parent, and over 100,000 children in our schools are undocumented themselves. Just last month, a mother of 3 was detained by ICE at her own immigration court hearing. Instead of receiving an update on her case, she was handcuffed and deported to Mexico. Her oldest daughter was left to care for her 2 younger siblings. In that case, a relative stepped in, but too many families are not that fortunate. Often, when a parent is taken without warning, children are left completely alone, vulnerable, and unprotected. That's why we must act swiftly and empower mixed status and undocumented households to prepare for the unthinkable that unfortunately has become all too real for many in our communities. AB 495 takes a comprehensive approach to encourage family safety plans, strengthens legal tools to prepare in case of family separation, and establishes protections of immigration information at child care facilities. Because we know the possible separation weighs heavily on many families in California, this bill updates the caregiver authorization affidavit to ensure it is more widely accepted for school enrollment and medical care, and allows it to be used by non-relative extended family members such as close family, friends, or godparents. We find that so often children of immigrants are left to enter the welfare system. The Family Preparedness Plan Act creates a new joint guardianship process, allowing parents facing any long-term separations to designate a joint guardian while preserving their parental rights upon their return. To help ensure that no child experiences trauma and a placement for care and safety, AB 495 requires the Attorney General's Office to publish model policies and guidelines limiting cooperation with immigration enforcement at child care facilities by April 1st, 2026, and having them adopt the policies shortly thereafter. It requires local education agencies to adopt the latest Attorney General's model policies published in February of this year and encourages up-to-date emergency contact records. By distributing the AG's report at local education agencies, this information will educate families who will benefit from family safety plans. Speaking in support alongside me today are Kristen Power with the Alliance for Children's Rights and Alexandra Estrella with Shirla.
Great, thank you very much. You'll have 2 minutes to present on the bill, and whoever would like to start.
Good afternoon. Kristen Power with the Alliance for Children's Rights. We appreciate the Assembly members' passion on this issue, and I want to speak just quickly to say, as co-sponsor of the bill, we're obviously in great support. The guardianship program at the Alliance for Children's Rights helps eliminate barriers and provides free legal services to caregivers seeking legal probate guardianships. Every day we see how family separation disrupts children's lives, causing emotional trauma, instability, and barriers to education, healthcare, and long-term well-being. Without greater clarity and enforceability, many parents are forced to make impossible choices. Some make the difficult choice to suspend their parental rights through the complicated probate guardianship process. Others opt to use a caregiver's authorization affidavit for a more informal arrangement. The caregiver's authorization affidavit is an existing legal tool used by a caregiver who is not the parent or legal guardian of the child in their homes to consent to school enrollment and some medical care. They do not transfer custody of the child to the caregiver, which only a court order can do. Notably, using a caregiver authorization affidavit necessarily means that children are coming into contact with mandated reporters, like school and medical personnel, who are required to report suspected abuse or neglect. County child welfare agencies investigate those reports, and so allowing non-relative caregivers to use this form would increase their contact with mandated reporters. AB 495 supports family agency in decision-making, prevents unnecessary trauma for children, strengthens family stability, and ensures that schools and agencies are equipped to support families in times of crisis. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much.
My name is Alexandra Estrella, and I'm an immigrant. Every day I prove that where I come from does not limit how far I can go. I've learned that education has no borders, but I've had to work twice as hard for every opportunity, not because I chose to, but because I have to. And I have no other option. Nothing was ever given to me. I fought relentlessly for my place, for my safety, and for the future my family dreamed of when they came here. Not long ago, I got a call from someone I love. They asked me, "If ICE detains me, will you take care of my kids?" I'm the only person they know with any kind of immigration status, and even mine is uncertain. I'm a special immigrant juvenile status recipient living every day with the fear that my future here is not guaranteed. I said yes immediately, but that call shook me to the core. No family should ever have to make that kind of plan. Yet this is the reality for many of us. Our community lives in constant fear at school drop-offs, at work, in doctor offices, and when deportations happen, it's always the children who suffer the most. AB 495 offers a way forward. It lets families prepare. It ensures there is a trusted adult ready to step in so kids aren't left waiting, confused, or taken into a broken system. It gives schools and caregivers the clarity they need. Most importantly, it restores dignity to families struggling to survive under impossible circumstances. If this administration is going to keep tearing families apart, then the least those in power can do is make sure children are not left in the dark, scared, abandoned, and forgotten. I urge you to support AB 495 because every child deserves at minimum to be with someone they trust and feel safe with when their parents are mistreated and violently ripped from their lives. If you do nothing, remember it is the children who would pay the price. Thank you.